All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. As you might notice, we're doing something different again tonight. Let's see. All right, if you guys could just do me a quick favor and let me know if the audio is good, both on the YouTube and the Twitch side. Trying a little bit of a different setup tonight just to facilitate the stream, so just want to make sure everything's good to go. All right, cool. Sounds good on Twitch. Perfect. All right. So if it's good on Twitch, it's probably good on YouTube as well. All right. So tonight, as you may be able to tell, we are actually streaming from my Mac because we're going to be porting the changes that we've made for the refactor over to the Mac platform. And this is the last step of the refactor, at least for now. So good things on the way. But before we jump into that, I do want to take just a quick second and thank the supporters of the channel, starting with our partners, who are the highest tier of subscription over on YouTube memberships and Patreon. They are Dustin Punt, Gabby Bashir, and Gabrolis Inc. I'd also like to thank all the other supporters listed here on the screen. They are a combination of the other supporters, other tiers rather, over on Patreon YouTube memberships, as well as Twitch subscriptions. So thank you all very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it, and it allows me to expand the channel and invest in better equipment, things like that. So thank you for that. I'd also like to thank all of the other people here, whether you're joining me live on Twitch or YouTube, or you're watching the VOD afterwards. Without you guys, this project would not exist. So thank you guys very much for being here. I greatly appreciate y'all. Dr. Elliott, good to see you. How's it going? All right, so with all of that, I do also want to mention this is an interactive stream, right? So I keep an eye on both chats. So we are going to be, you know, if there's something you want to bring up, feel free to jump into chat. We are going to get as far as we can through this tonight. Hopefully we get it actually running on macOS. That'd be cool. Let's see. I am doing well, Dr. Elliott. Thank you. I appreciate it. Doing pretty good tonight. Looking forward to getting some of these Mac changes up and going. All right. So I think one thing that I'm seeing, though, is I was trying one thing out using the Mac's camera, actually. But it doesn't look like it's too happy with the filtering option I have on there. So I think I'm just going to turn that off and just roll with my regular background. So just give me a second to adjust that. Let's see, that was under... There we go. Oh, weird, they're off. Okay. Let me delete them both. All right, well, I actually don't understand where that's... Oh, I see. Okay. It's on this one. Bear with me just a second here, folks. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we just have the regular background as normal. Okay, cool. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. So I started messing around with this a little bit off camera, just to make sure that you know, all the tool sets and stuff for macOS we're still up to par, and I think we're good to go. And I actually did make a number of changes offline to fix a whole bunch of things for our new build that we actually handled on the last stream that we did. So I will probably go over those after we get this up and running on here, just because I'm really hoping to get this up and running tonight. But we basically fixed all the issues for AMD and presumably some macOS fixes as well. Basically anything non-NVIDIA. So, okay. So what we have here is we have our macOS platform layer, and I've got my Win32 layer over here. So the reason I've got this up is just sort of as a reference of all the changes that I made along the way, just so that I can kind of make the equivalent change over here on this side. So that's kind of the goal for tonight. Hello over there on the YouTube side. How's it going? All right, so one thing that I remember even from the Windows side is the input and event systems are no longer used in the platform layer. Those are actually passed into the engine. The engine handles it from there. So we're going to remove those. They were commented out over on this Win32 side, and I'm also going to remove them over here on the macOS side. So let's see. We have, I guess we can basically start with the errors, right? So let's just build this real quick. And we'll just basically go through these errors and kill them one by one, right? So we have this input process button. Okay, so that's an input specific thing. So that's at line 115. So let's take a look at that. All right, so we have our mouse down event that gets processed and passed off to our engine layer. So let's do let's take a look at this platform state. So what we did in here on Windows, for example, is we actually have all these callbacks that we need to make. So we have this platform file watcher, these two callbacks. We have one for closing and resizing a window. We have one for processing a key, mouse button, move, wheel, etc. So basically what we're doing is instead of using the event system, we are going to be calling these callbacks that are made, and we're going to let the essentially the engine handle it from there. So that kind of decouples the two things, and part of the reason that we did that as well is due to the new sort of structure here. The core has the platform layers, right? But it does not have the input and event layers. So those are both in the runtime, and obviously the core should not reference the runtime. That should be the other way around. So we'll go here to the top and we'll check out our platform state. And we put these essentially right below our device pixel ratio. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Right? And we're also going to keep an array of windows just like we did for the other two platforms. So those are there. Let's see. So the next thing that we have is startup here. So we are going to essentially copy this. So right underneath where we do our, let's see, where was that in here? I think this was a little bit further down below all of the Objective-C stuff. A little bit further down. All right, you know what? I'm just going to search for it. So platform, oh, there it is right there. Okay. So let's see. We have to jam this in here somewhere. So in this case, we do so this is all display stuff. We don't need to move that yet. We are going to need to move some of that stuff. I guess right about here, like after we set the state stuff, is probably where we're going to wind up doing this, right? Where's our clock set up in here? Do we have a clock set up, actually? I don't know if we do. No. Okay, yeah, let's put it right... Let's put it right here. All right, so we're going to create a D array for our windows, And then we're going to zero out all of our callbacks initially, right? MDS Ubuntu with the watch streak. Appreciate that. Welcome. How's it going? Sister Grimace, how's it going? Good to see you. Does the title indicate that you're at the at the end of programming? At the end of the refactor. Right, this is sort of the last step of the huge, massive refactor we've been working on. So we're just porting all of the platform changes that we've already made for Windows and Linux to macOS. Should Vulkan context class, which contains the VK device, etc., be global singleton? Because now I'm passing it around and I want to change it, but I don't know what it's a good idea. What do you think? I mean, I'm passing it around. You could have it as a global. I don't see any reason not to. Because you really would only have one Vulkan instance, right? You could technically have like multiple. We have one Vulkan instance, one device, one logical device, right? And then you can also have multiple windows associated with that, but still all of those other things are just one of them. So I think that would be fine. Understood. Good deal. Cool. All right. Okay. So we've done that. This is all Windows specific stuff. Okay. So one thing that we have removed out of here is all of the stuff for our actual window creation, right? So we have our app delegates right here. That can stay. Window delegates, let's see. That may wind up, that may or may not wind up having to move. We'll see. This window creation stuff is going to have to move. The view creation, the layer creation, setting all the window properties, like all of this stuff is going to have to be moved. Actually, a lot of this stuff is actually going to have to be moved to the window itself. Okay, and then obviously our resize, that's not going to happen anymore. So actually that line we can comment out, or actually just remove, frankly. So that means that we don't actually, you know what? I'm going to comment this out because we might actually need that. Okay. So our platform system shutdown, again, that's going to go through and destroy Windows, so we don't have to necessarily do that yet. We should probably implement this window create function next. So that's going to go here. I think we do all of our window stuff, and then we do the pump messages, I believe. Yes. So actually what I'm going to do, just to speed things along a little bit, and I know we're going to have a whole bunch of code in here that doesn't belong in here, and that's okay. But all I'm really interested in is the function signatures for the most part. But there is some code that's going to be shared. All right. And the other thing I think I'm going to do, just because none of this stuff is highlighting, is for right now, I'm actually going to comment out the ifdef. And I'll have to put that back. Put this back. No check-in. All right. That way we can at least see like the highlighting, because it kind of sucks not having that otherwise. Okay. So obviously we have a whole bunch of issues here with this though. What are we coding? So tonight, first time chat, by the way, welcome. So what we're doing is we've made a whole bunch of refactor changes to our engine for the Windows and Linux platforms. And that's all completely done, and we have to port those changes over to the Mac. So that's what we're doing tonight. And this is actually the first time I've streamed directly from the Mac, so it's a little bit of a learning process for me there as well. Fury Forever, first time chat, welcome. Singy, how's it going? I want to start coding stuff in data-oriented programming instead of object-oriented programming. Is this a good idea? And if so, how should I start? That's a loaded question. It is a good idea to do a little bit of research around data-oriented programming. It's something that you basically have to research and then try in order to really understand it, right? You can read all the theory there is in the world, but until you actually get your hands dirty and start actually doing it, it's never going to stick. But what I would say is, do a little bit of research on it. Look up some talks by Mike Acton, for example, and maybe try to implement some data-oriented examples in projects that are like standalone, and just play around with it and see what works. All right. Let me see. Let me expand this window over here so I can see a little bit better. All right. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So if we go back down to I guess we'll do well, there's a lot of stuff we're gonna have to move around. Okay. So here's the startup. There's the shutdown. Okay, so here's the window creation code. I think what I might do what does it create? Window. Here we go. Window delegate creation. Okay, so this is a see it wherever this is used. This is used it is set on the window itself. Okay. Okay, so we are going to have to move the window delegate, probably the window delegate, the view, to our internal window state. So we're actually going to have to put that in next. So over on this side, the Win32 example, we have sort of a little structure that contains the Windows specific stuff that we need, right? In this case, all of this stuff. What we're going to have to do is take things out of the platform state, which is going to be probably the window delegate, the NS window itself, and probably the content view. I don't think anything else. Yeah, it's probably just, I think it's just those three. So those are going to be sort of our internal platform state for our window, right? And that's essentially what we're going to work off of. So we'll do window create, right? And then here, oh wait a minute, I need the other logic up top. What was it? So we need the window delegate creation, window creation, view creation, layer creation, setting of the window properties. This I don't know if we actually need to move over or not. I don't think so. Okay, so let's take this stuff. And we'll put it above here. Objective-C is super weird, but it's a weird that gets my attention. I really wanted to do something in Objective-C in macOS. Yeah, and it's been a while since I've looked at it too, so like the syntax is throwing me a little bit. But okay, so this is all of that stuff. I do want to go back here though. Putting window in front on launch. I'm going to leave that for there for right now. We may have to change that. So basically anything having to do with, wait a minute, handle content scaling for various fidelity displays. Yeah, this has to do with the view as well. Actually, all this stuff has to do with the view. Oh, device pixel ratio needs to move too, which we didn't actually do that. Oh, we didn't do that in the other. We didn't do that in Windows. We're gonna have to fix that. I already know we didn't fix that code. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do all of this. And I'm actually gonna take this as well. And we're gonna go to window creates, and we're gonna come down here and put it here. How's it going, Tammin? Good to see you. Good to see you too, Trash Can, by the way. Does your engine support 3D models in USD format? USD format. I'm not familiar with what format that is, to be completely honest. So I'm going to go with no. But we are going to be adding a lot of formats in the future. So right now, no. But in the future. Also, nice beard. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're the GOAT? I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. USD is a format Apple uses. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll add it at some point, maybe. It's a valid point. I just haven't used that format, so interesting. Okay. What about CAD for us Moose Riders? That's very funny. Oh, Trash Can, you're getting a lot of rain. That could be a good or a bad thing, depending on whether or not you need it. Okay. So I believe, all of this is just Windows stuff, so we can actually get rid of all of this stuff down to here, because we do need to keep the title. We do need to keep the width and height, which actually is going to be this. Right, and I need this. Let's see. All right, platform state. Okay, that should be fine. So we're getting our internal platform state there. That should be fine. Okay, this is all some wide character stuff that I did for Windows. That was super nasty. Thankfully, I don't have to do that over here. All right, so let's get rid of that. Then we push the Windows into our internal Windows array to register it. And then we call platform Windows show, which actually, let's see, which part of this? I'm wondering if this is what does it. I'm not sure which part of this actually does it. I don't remember off the top of my head. We'll mess around with it and see. Okay, so that should be it for that. As far as window destruction, we basically just need to put that here. So I guess let's go back up and I really wish there was a way to do this without having to use Objective-C, to be completely honest. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm just not aware of it. Let's see. These are all the events. Let's see. Initialize. Wow, it's not finding it, really? Isn't it? Oh, it's startup, that's why. I should probably rename that. All right, so platform system shutdown. This is what we want to take out of here. So we want everything except the app delegates, basically. Right, so we're going to go take this and do that. I think that should do it. We have ads. So for those of you who are new to the stream, we do pause the stream when ads come up on Twitch, which is once every 30 minutes for up to 90 seconds. So I just like to pause the stream so that nobody misses any content. And it looks like TCAP rated right on my ad break, which is awesome. TCAP, how's it going, man? Welcome, Raiders. Perfect timing. Yeah, exactly. So I will. I'll give the quick introduction once we finish ads, so that you guys don't miss anything. But thank you for the raid. Let me All right, we got about 30 seconds left on ads, and then I can continue. Sorry about the ads, folks, but it is what it is, right? Am I writing the model loading from scratch too? Yes, I did, at least for static meshes. Okay, cool. Ads are dead. So shout out to TCap. Thank you for the raid. TCap is a GigaChad developer here on Twitch as well. So if you're not following him, do it because he is awesome. Thank you so much for the raid. Raiders, welcome. We are working on, and I'm just going to pull this up while we're sort of talking here. We are working on a game engine that we have written in C from scratch using Vulkan as our initial rendering backend. So I'm just going to drop a link here in chat. You're right, screen's black. There we go. I'm actually streaming from my Mac tonight, so I have to use a different source, and I keep hitting the wrong button. All right, we are writing a game engine from scratch. It is called the Kohi Game Engine. It's just named after my love of coffee, right? So it is written in C from scratch, and it uses Vulkan as its initial rendering backend. I say initial rendering backend because we plan to support Direct 3D as well as Metal down the line. So this series basically started off as like a YouTube tutorial series. We changed formats a few times until we landed sort of on this live stream format. So it is a game engine that is completely free and open source. It's available on GitHub. So it's all here. And it is Apache 2.0 license, which means that you can use it however you want, either personally or commercially. The only thing that I ask is that if you use it, just say that you're using Kohi. There will never be any sort of royalties or licensing fees of any kind. It will always be free and open source. It is cross-platform, so we do currently support Windows, Linux, and macOS. We are actually streaming from macOS tonight because I'm porting changes to that as part of the massive refactor effort that we're doing currently. So here on kohiengine.com, you can find all of the things that are about the project, our Discord, Patreon, GitHub, all that kind of good stuff. And there's even the stream here at the bottom. So, I can kind of wave to myself there. Inception. All right. So that's what we're working on. And like I said, we're tying up a pretty massive refactor effort. Basically all that's left to do is to port a lot of the changes that we made over to the Mac platform, which is what we're doing tonight. So I hope that makes sense. This is an interactive stream, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to jump on the chat, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. All right. That being said, I think I am actually caught up on chat. So cool. I think we're FBX2. In terms of file formats, not yet, but eventually. Okay. All right, so this is where we destroy our windows. So actually what we need to do is we go ahead and we destroy all of our delegates, which these are probably going to wind up changing because we don't have a state pointer window anymore. But I'm just kind of moving code around for now, and then we'll change this in a bit. All right, so let's do platform startup. Okay, so platform startup obviously now is a lot more slim than it was, right? Let's see. So is there anything else in here that I can think of that we need to do? I think, yeah, we have our array of windows. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, so one of the things that we're working on right now is we're actually converting our internal state to be able to handle multiple windows. So previously we had sort of just one window that was available. And now we actually have multiples of those things. And so each one of the windows has a window delegate, a NS window, which is sort of the internal handle, and then a content view, which is kind of, I'm understanding, like a bit like a surface that we draw to, not to be confused with the Vulkan surface. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see. Oh, the other thing I was going to have to move is this device pixel ratio, because that is specific to the window. So that is basically like if we're on a Retina display or something like that. You know, that number would be like a 2 or a 3 versus just your typical 1080p screen, it would be 1. The file extension for Objective-C is M. No, it's not just Objective-C, it's mixed, which is why it's got a M extension. So it's mixed C and Objective-C, yeah. And trust me, if I could do away with all the Objective-C, I actually would. And I really want to look into that, because Objective-C is disappointing. Okay. So what we're doing is we're kind of using our, come here. We're using our Windows platform as sort of a template here. So let's see, we have the window creates, window destroy. We have, actually, did we complete? We also have this unregistered destruction that happens. So we technically need to do this here. Let's see. Platform state H1. Okay, so there. All right. So what we really should do is, why don't we get a, I guess we'll get a pointer to the window. We might want to rename this state pointer window to something else, but let's just go with we're gonna have to get the internal. So I guess we'll do K window W equals address of state pointer Windows sub I. And you know what? Actually, let's move that there, so we can just say that, right? So it's a straight up pointer comparison in that case. And now we can say W window delegates. Here's the view. Close the window. So we close the window, release the view, release the delegate. Don't we have up here? I guess we don't have. So we have a close down here. And we're going to have to refactor all of this too to make it so that it's not, so that's actually Windows specific rather. So this is actually going to wind up mostly being, oh, you know what? This is actually going to be wrong down here. We can't use just W here. We actually have to use the internal platform state. So this is going to be that. We'll do K window platform states. We'll do PS for that, right? So these actually need to be that instead. Okay. So this down here is basically going to be the same thing, just for an unregistered window. Which I guess, we could not repeat ourselves, I suppose, and just select the window and then do it all down here, but I don't know. I don't feel like refactoring that right now. Window, platform states. Okay, so shouldn't every window have its own CA metal layer? Or it's fine if it's in the platform state. That's another thing I need to move. Did I forget that? Where is it? Oh, it's the handle. Right. That's this. That probably should be per window as well, which means we don't really have a use for this unless we need like some application specific data. I want to keep the struct though, so we're just going to do this for right now. Because you're right, this definitely should be in here as well. Let's rename this NS window to handle. Just because that's like the internal handle is what I'm calling it anyway. Start up. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that we need to remove from there right now. Yeah, so this needs to be, oh, we would have to convert all this stuff. Okay. So let's do, let's do that. Okay, state pointer window. This is going to be handle. Typed config. How did I handle this over here? I don't remember how I did that. Config. I guess this used to be untyped. You know what? I kind of want to follow the same pattern that we do over here. Although all of these things are kind of pointless here. I don't know why I did this. I guess just to convert them to I32s. I don't know. All right. Yeah, I guess it would be a little bit cleaner to, instead of pulling everything from the type config. To just do this. right? So we'll just do client X, client Y, client width, client height. Okay. Spiro, did you catch a spammer? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. You're going to support borderless windows and all types of Windows customizations? I will eventually. I already kind of can do that on Windows, so I might expand the other platforms to do it as well. Right now, you can't do that, but in the future, I'll probably add that. I think the way I'll do it is when I go to add those features, I'll just add them for each platform across the board. Let's see. Okay, so this is PS handle. Let me make sure there's nothing else in here that we don't need. Okay, so this is going to be PS handle. All right, failed to create window. If that fails, great. Okay, so this is going to be PS view. PS view. Okay. This is going to be just layer now. Right, I think that makes sense. So this is going to be PS layer. Oops. Okay. So this is going to be PS handle. View delegates, and then this is going to be type config application name. Is that what I did before? I feel like I did something else there. Config title, window title. Okay. So actually this should probably be done after this. Because then I can use window title. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. So all of these things that have the handle are going to be replaced as well. Whoops, what did I do? Okay, so PS layer, bounds, drawable size. There's the view bounds. Change that. Change that. Now, I realize I could go through here and like do a find and replace, right? But I feel like that's super dangerous if I don't know the context of everything that I'm doing. LSR, it has been a while. How are you doing? Good to see you. By the way, speaking of Spiro, he's one of the mods here, but also, if you aren't following him, he is also another GigaChad developer here on Twitch, so give him a follow as well. Shout out where it's due there. Will Kohi only support Windows, Linux, and macOS? What about PlayStation and Nintendo Switch? So I do have plans to eventually support the Nintendo Switch. Problem with that is you need a dev kit. And the dev kits aren't that expensive, but the issue is getting one requires that you have published a game with your tech. So in order to be able to port this to Switch, I'm going to have to publish at least a game or two, I'm thinking, with it. To show that it's, out there and released. And then once I've done that, then I can come back in and start getting console support. PlayStation's probably another deal, though, to be completely honest. Like, Xbox would be a lot easier to support than PlayStation. So I'm on the fence about that one. Of course, any of the console platform code for any of that stuff is under type NDA, so that stuff can't be open sourced. But I do have plans at least for the Nintendo Switch. Damn, you're cool. You're a real character. I appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, no problem, Spiro. You deserve it, man. Got caught up with work and was really busy for several months. I totally understand that. Can you show that, though? I heard they're pretty strict with NDA. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So I won't be able to develop that on stream, and I won't be able to have it be open sourced because of that. Will Metal support come after this refactor or the first game? After the first game, I'm thinking. But Metal is probably going to be the second API I'm going to tackle because Vulkan works pretty well on Windows. So I think there's less of an impact to sort of port that, but Vulkan has to go through a translation layer to Metal on macOS. So I think the biggest impact is going to be to go ahead and tackle that one next. For the time being, I'm back to programming right now, building a game with Godot. Awesome. Why is PlayStation that hard? Namely because they use their own flavor of, their own rendering API, basically. Although I have heard rumors that they support Vulkan, but I don't know how true that is. If they support Vulkan, then it should be relatively straightforward. Although there are some allocator changes I'm going to have to make because PlayStation has pretty strict data locality requirements for performance that we're not quite meeting yet. So there's other things to consider there than just that. All right, let's see. You have dot files open? No? I mean, I have an article with my NeoVim dot files if that's what you're looking for. I can link that if that's what you need. Oh, on GitHub, yes, I do. Here, I will Is my bot just not working again tonight? I swear. Like, Streamlabs bot just seems to be failing left and right. All right, let me grab the actual link. So I'll drop it in both chats. So that is that's a link to an article that contains a description of everything that I'm using in NeoVim and also has a link to the GitHub repo with the actual dot files in it. I hope that helps. Painson, how's it going? Welcome. Okay. So this is going to be be a lot of just this kind of stuff. Content scale. So that's what becomes the device pixel ratio in this case. Handle needs to go away. Okay. Oh. This is also on the... Oh, that means I'm going to have to change the platform interface when we go to get this device pixel ratio. Okay, so this is one thing that gets me, is like Objective-C, like opaque equals yes. Not true or false like every other language uses. Opaque equals yes. Yeah. Okay. I think I have most of that converted. Here's one more. Okay. So that's window destroy. Okay, so is there no shutdown? There it is. Okay. So here we actually need to actually cycle through the windows and destroy them all. So U32 window counts equals the array length. State pointer windows I equals 0, I is less than window counts plus I. And then we do platform system or platform window destroy. And we're going to do the address of state pointer windows sub I. And then we'll do darray darray destroy state pointer windows. Okay. Would you say the macOS API is simpler than the Windows API? I would say it's got its own complexity. Part of that complexity is Objective-C, which admittedly I'm not very good with because I don't use it a lot. So from that perspective, it makes it a little bit more complicated for me, but I was thinking about doing some tinkering with shader art, but there's a lot of math. Yes, there is a lot of math. You can get past it, though. I have confidence. I have confidence you can get past it. I also have confidence that there's ads. We're going to break for those. All right. We got about a minute left on ads, and then we can continue. Another 30 seconds and we'll be back from ads. And I see there's a couple questions in chat. I will get to those as soon as we are done with ads, which is like less than 20 seconds away. All right. Oh, no, automatically switches me to the wrong screen. Perfect. Okay. So questions are, been out of the loop for a while. May I ask what the current state of the Kohi project is, and what is the current task you're working on? Sure. So we have been working on a pretty large refactor effort that has gone over a lot of things in terms of changing how the renderer is structured, supporting multiple windows, making lots of bug fixes, eliminating lots of technical debt, going through cleaning stuff up, handling fix-me's, to-dos, stuff like that. And we've got all of that done. And we also added support and fixed a bunch of issues for AMD cards. Because initially I only had an NVIDIA card. I recently built a rig here with an AMD card in it. So I was able to resolve a lot of those issues. And so all of the platform-specific changes have been made for Windows and Linux. And now I'm actually doing that for macOS. And this is actually the last step of that refactor. So when we're done with this, we're going to be able to cut new release of the engine, and then I think we probably can actually get started on a game. So that's kind of the next thing I'm looking to do, because I suspect that's going to lead us back to the engine, especially for the first one. It's going to lead us back to the engine a bunch of times, I assume. But that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's where we're at. In terms of Metal, would you say Apple is finally gearing towards supporting game development given its efforts at porting games to Mac? It's a little hard to say. Apple is kind of doing what Microsoft did back in the day and just kind of going against the grain and doing their own thing, right? Every platform except macOS supports Vulkan, right? They chose to go their own way. So, yes, but they're also making it more of a challenge, which is one of the reasons that I picked up that challenge. Just because not really many people are out there are doing it. So, to answer the question, yes, they're obviously putting a lot of effort into it. I wonder how much of that is actually for gaming versus just other stuff, right? They can't play nice. Yeah. I mean, they're pulling what Microsoft used to pull back in the day, basically. Kind of off topic, but since you see a lot, have you tried Jonathan Blow's Jai programming language? Your opinion on it? I have not tried it. I would be interested in trying it, but I would not try it with a project of this size. Reason being is because there is a very small team of people and it's closed source. So if something, heaven forbid, were to happen to him, or he just decided to close the project down, he didn't want to mess with it anymore, you're stuck, right? I think it's really cool what he's doing, and I think if he open sources that, I think that'll be a really excellent thing. But it's a bit early, and it's a bit too proprietary at the moment to really have an opinion on it. And I've not been able to use it yet. I haven't even tried, to be completely honest. I do want to try it. Don't really have the time, at least not right now. But I would like to try it at some point. I just probably wouldn't do something of this size in it, right? You ever tried Odin? Nope, for the same reason. I know Odin's a little bit more accessible, right? But it's still pretty young, and I don't see a whole lot of things that it gives me over C that I would actually use or want. At least not yet. So, do I use RSS feeds? Rarely. Sometimes. Knowing Jonathan Blow, I doubt it's going to be open source. Yeah, I have that doubt too. Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes me not want to use it, right? Because if he gets pissed off at the world one day and just decides that he doesn't want anybody to use it anymore, guess what? You know? And it's his, so he has the right to do that. That's his prerogative. So, all right. So I think I've got that set up. Okay, so platform window show. So we have this window closed. Do we have like an open up here? Let's see, restorable. It's been a very long time since I've looked at this code, so I have to refresh my memory as well. I'm thinking it might literally just be something like show. I'm not sure. Right. Okay, so this is all the Windows stuff, so I can get rid of this. We do need this. Right? And the same thing is going to be for hide. Right? So I don't know if that's an actual legit command. We'll have to find out. Oh, and also this should be handle. Which means the thing I copied that from is wrong. This should be and then that. Okay. So we have that. Platform window title get. Sure, we get that. Title set. Okay, we did have something for that up here. That was set title. So that is that's here. We can get rid of that. And we just need the platform state. Let's see, we probably also ought to window title equals string duplicates title, right? Then we could just use the window title on there. We should probably also not leak that memory. So if window title string free window title, right? Okay. I don't think there's anything we have to do in here. We are eventually going to have to change this, though, to, well, at least part of this to be one per window, I think. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. So where can I find out about your game? So there is no game under development yet. I haven't announced it yet, but we are going to be talking about that here very soon. We're going to see how far we get with the Mac port tonight. If we get that done, whenever we tie off this feature, we're going to start talking about the game. So that's going to be very, very, very soon. Luminox, how's it going? Good to see you. Stream after a long time. How you been? Yeah, I've been good. Can't complain. I believe the show, the window, it's window, make key, and order front. Really? That's the show? I had that up here. This one. Make key and order front. Okay, so let's actually, assuming that's it. Let's do that, right? And I guess, I think at the very bottom of this, we do the window show. So I think we can actually eliminate this. Which means we might not be able to do some of this stuff yet. We'll have to see. Okay. Well, I suppose we could actually do this too. All right, so let's do that. Let's see. So I think I'm just kind of looking through the Windows version here to see what else changed, because I don't fully recall. Okay, that's all threading stuff. We're using pthreads for that, so I'm not worried about it. Same with mutexes. Semaphores, same deal. Dynamic library load. So I think it's mostly going to be like the input stuff that's going to be mostly an issue. Let's build this real quick. Obviously, we know we're going to have problems, right? Let's see. How far did it get? Line 131. It looks like all of these things are around buttons. Okay, so we need to actually we need to call our callbacks. So so we basically need to start hooking up these guys, right? So I guess, let's see, we have process button that comes first. So I guess let's handle those. Okay, so let's take this. And let's see, this was 131. Right, instead of that, we call this. Oh, interesting. I think I'm going to have to use the state pointer, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to call process mouse button. And that's let me see if I can find the That's got to be in platform H, I'm thinking. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so it needs the mouse button and then whether or not it's pressed. Okay. So in this case, it's going to be, oh, it's the same parameters actually. And I think this is it mouse buttons? Input types. Mouse button left. Yeah, I did do it right. Okay. My IntelliSense here is freaking out because it hasn't been able to build this yet, so I don't have a ClangD file here for it to reference for like includes and that kind of stuff. And we're still at the core level, so there's not really anything to add there anyway either. Okay, so mouse down is just mouse button left. Do we have, oh, there is here, right mouse down, okay. So we have mouse down, and then mouse, wait, was there a, yeah, mouse up. It's the same thing, just false. Right, right mouse down is button right with a true, right mouse up. Oops, I need this. All right, this one needs to be true. Equivalent to moving the mouse for now. I don't remember what my thought process here was for this was, but okay. Is that for, oh, that's this. Why is that hooked up that way? Because there's two things I call it. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so instead of input process mouse move, whoops. We need, actually, it's just platform, right? So it's going to be state pointer. Process mouse move. Which actually is probably going to be most of these input things are just going to be replaced by that. I think I did that on purpose so that we have less friction in terms of having to refactor this stuff. So state pointer, process button, process mouse button. And false for the mouse up. Okay. Input process key is going to be state pointer can't type tonight, apparently. Whoops. Process key. And we're going to have the same thing here for the release, just with a false boolean. Mouse wheel is going to be state, oops, pointer, process mouse wheel. Okay. So let's actually build that. Movement. Okay. Okay, so we've got some of these state pointer handle layer drawable size things. So this is going to be 148. So mouse moved. Oh, interesting. This needs the window to handle this. Okay. Which technically makes sense, because if we think about like in our Win32 platform, when we're talking about mouse movement, right, it is specific to a window. So the question is, do we actually get the window here? And can we use that for a lookup? Okay, we're going to have to actually look at some documentation here. So let's see. NS event mouse moved. Let's see how useful this is. All right. So the NS event, what does the NS event actually have? Okay, what's in an NS event? Can we... I don't need to create an event. I just need to see what properties it has. Here we go. Window, there it is. Window object associated with the event. Perfect. So, I need to get NS window, and I guess it's just called window, right? So we're going to get const NS window. I'm going to call this handle, and we're going to say equals event window. And basically what we're going to have to do is look through our registered windows to see which window actually has that handle. And then we can use that window to determine this. Not ideal, but I can't think of a faster way to do it, unless there's some way that I can, like, is there a user data that I can actually embed in this? Let's see. because it'd be nice to be able to like embed a pointer to its like owning window structure. Key event information, mouse event information. Well, this pretty much has everything I need for that. Pressure sensitivity, tablets, okay. All kinds of stuff in here. Custom event information, here we go. Additional data associated with this event. So int. I wonder if that means, that's literally just an int though. That's not like big enough to have a pointer. Let's see. Is there a reason you're not getting windows by their IDs? Good question. I don't remember enough about this to be completely honest, right? That I suppose what I could do. In fact, actually, this is what I'm going to do. So this data1 is an integer. It doesn't have to be a pointer, right? It can be an index into my array. And that'll allow me to do a reverse lookup, right? Because the OS is just going to pass me its handle, right? Its NS window. And so if I look at data1, I could use data1 to actually store the index into my array. So when I do create window, oops. Let's see. So when we do this, right, then I can do window platform state and then handle. So I think the handle itself. NS window. Oh wait, additional, well, this might not give me what I want though. Unsafe, oh, wait a minute. User data. So I guess what I'm really looking for is like a pointer to something or a number that I can put, that I can store with the window. NS window. Include user data. Okay, delegates, that's not what I want. Content view, nope. We have ads. I'm just going to keep reading the documentation while ads are up. Almost done with ads. There's about 40 seconds left, I guess. Almost done with ads. Okay. So I'm just looking for something in here where I can like plug in either a number or a pointer to like user data. Like maybe it's there. Custom. Nope. Let's see. This is window tabs. I don't want anything for that. Closing windows. Minimizing, printing windows. Interesting. Okay. User info properties. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I don't see anything in here though that specifically says. Backing sort type. Nope. Okay. Maybe the window delegate can hold something. Maybe I can access it through that. Essentially just need, let's see, moving, closing, updating. So it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot in here. We can just add like user data. Like I know Windows has got something where you can set a pointer. They have all kinds of status or style stuff here, but window number. I don't know what this is. When the window number of the window device. I don't know what that means. Display link. No idea. Window controller. Yeah, so I may have to aspect ratio, max size, min size, zoomed. They have like everything in here you possibly need except for that, it seems. So I wonder if when we create the delegate, if there's some way to actually, let's see, that's the application delegate, window delegate, here we go. Init with state. self equals super init. So am I understanding this correctly that we have state, we're storing the state inside the window? So maybe this is where we need to put it, right? Instead of platform state, what calls this? Init with states, and then we're passing state, which is not here, actually. So actually, init with state, this is where we pass it. Right? And then init with state, this is going to be k window. What do you mean expected a type? K window is a type. Okay, so init with state, let's look that up real quick. Oh, interesting, it's not here at all. It says it's part of this interface, though. Window should close. Window did change screen. So oh, this is going to have to be addressed too. So why then window delegate? Oh, this is NS window delegate. That's something different entirely. Oops. Window delegates. What was the name of that function again? Init with state. Creates a view controller that represents the specified game center content. Oh, that's not the right thing. Why did this even come up if... Init with state essentially can be thought of as a constructor. However, you can rename it or pass it in any data when you call it. Right. What I need to figure out though is essentially how I get that data back out of it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because this right here, I'm just passing in a window, right? So I've defined it as taking a pointer to a window, and then I'm storing that, but I don't know how. I also am not quite sure why this is being done here, come to think of it. Maybe I'll find an answer in this. Change platform state pointer in the interface declaration to window. Yeah, I did that. Right there. Oh, you're talking about... Oh, yeah, I'm a dummy. I see what you're talking about. Okay, window. It was right in front of my dingus face the whole time. Dingus-oriented programming strikes again. All right, so this should be that. That's what I'm looking for. So now I should be able to say delegate, because I think I can get the delegate out of this. Yeah. Because I could just do handle delegate. All right, so back to where I was. So 148. We have the handle, window delegate. I suppose we can const that. Delegate equals event handle delegate. And then k window window equals delegate window. I think. K window above as well. Did I miss another one? Oh, right. This is inheriting from this. Okay, this is what I was missing. Okay. Okay, I think I got that. 146. Interface type cannot be statically allocated. Oh, so maybe I just have to do Maybe I just have to do handle delegate window. Oh wait, I need this one. I suppose it would be event window. Property window found on, oh, dot, not arrow. Right, so the delegate the window delegate. I can't remember how to do a I think I can literally just do that. I can't remember how to cast, which seems like such a basic thing, but instance variable window is protected. Really? I thought with interfaces, like, everything should be public. Am I missing something? Or is it because I called it window, maybe? I wonder if it should be oh, yeah. It has window right there. Okay, so I can't call it window. It's going to have to be called owner. That seems dumb. I guess we'll call it owner. I'm still not 100% sure that that's correct. Owner is protected. Oh, I literally have to do that, I guess. Yep. The commented NS window handle needs to be a pointer. Oh, right. But I just wound up doing it this way, because this was ultimately what I needed anyway, so these actually can go away. Kohi window. Yeah, I guess that does make more sense. So that just needs to be changed to that. All right. So okay, moving on. Cool. All right, so in line 151. Oh, right. Okay, so this doesn't surprise me. So this has to be window. Whoops. What is it? Platform window state. What is it? This. Window platform state. Local declaration of window hides instance variable. Okay. Let's just call this a W. Oh, that's why. Because that is the NS window that is part of the... Okay. All right. I'm not used to all this crap with object-oriented programming. Hate it. Don't have a choice here, though. All right, so we get the platform states. Then we need platform state handle, or just layer. Content scale. Okay. Undeclared identifier I16. Yeah, that's because you're a dingus and you don't understand where to pull that from. Do we not have defines in platform H? Pretty sure we do. Defines file not found. Okay, you know what? Let me check something on Tech 256 with a raid of 26 viewers. How's it going? Thank you so much for the raid. What did you get up to on stream tonight? Shout out to Tech 256. If you're not following them, go do it. Welcome, Raiders. So, what we are working on currently, I'll just give the quick introduction. Just random rendering boilerplate. Yeah, that sounds about as fun as what we're doing here. So, what we are working on here is a game engine written in C from scratch, using Vulkan as its initial rendering backend. I say initial rendering backend because we do have plans to support Direct3D and Metal as well. It started off as a tutorial series on YouTube. We changed formats a couple of times and ultimately landed on a live stream format in Twitch. It is a completely free and open source engine, so it is available on GitHub. It is Apache 2.0 licensed, which means that you can use it however you see fit, personal or commercial. The only thing that I ask is that you mention that you use Kohi. There will never be any royalties or licensing fees of any kind. It'll always be open source and free. It is cross-platform, so we do support Windows, Linux, and macOS desktop environments right now, with other platforms planned for the future. Some of those are mobile. I eventually want to get it on the Switch and things like that. Our main sort of hub here is kohiengine.com. That will give you links to the YouTube, Twitch, our Discord server, which is about 900 people, maybe a little bit more right now. GitHub, Patreon, all that good stuff. And then there's also a link or a live stream down here at the bottom. So I can wave to myself, and we have Inception. Right. So yeah, that's more or less what we're working on here. And we've been doing a sort of a large sort of refactor effort to eliminate a bunch of tech debt that came along with doing things as a tutorial in the initial parts of it. We refactored our render graph, our renderer, a bunch of other things to eliminate a lot of tech debt. And so a lot of those changes are in place for actually all of those changes are in place for our Windows and Linux platform, and I'm porting all those changes now to macOS, which is what we're streaming on, and that's what we're working on tonight. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Thank you very much for the follows, by the way. Those help me a great deal in growing the channel, and I really appreciate them. So thank you very much, and thank you so much for the raid, and welcome, raiders. So what I'm currently doing right now is, more or less, I'm fumbling my way through Objective-C. This is a layer that I put in a long time ago, and frankly haven't looked at in a couple of years. So I'm essentially just working my way through this and trying to sort of re-understand everything that I put in place, because I haven't looked at it in a while. All right. Hope all that makes sense. We are going to be having ads here in just a second, by the way. So I do pause the stream whenever ads come up, which for Twitch is once every 30 minutes for up to 90 seconds, depending on region or locale. And I pause it just so that nobody misses any content, because ads over a programming stream kind of sucks, right? So what I was about to do is my IntelliSense is freaking the heck out right now. And so what I'm actually going to do is try to at least remedy that situation a little bit by ads. Not by ads, but, ads came out. So I'm just going to set up a compile flags so that my clang D sort of IntelliSense works. So let's do, we need compile flags text. And I'm going to open this up. And we basically just need to include the directory itself. So once we have a successful build, this will auto-generate, but until we do, it won't. So we'll put that in there. We'll do -i include, and I'll go over all this stuff once ads are done, so you guys can see it. And all right, so ads are dead. All right, so what I was doing right as you guys came into the stream is my IntelliSense was kind of freaking out because it was missing this compile flags text file, which is what powers my IntelliSense through the includes and all that stuff. So Ordinarily, this is automatically generated by my build process, but since I can't build yet because this is broken, we don't have that yet. I might change around my build process to actually do this first. But anyways, we've created that now, and that's resolved a lot of the IntelliSense issues within this file. All right, so let's see. Let's get rid of the file browser there. And 151. Okay, so I think we got everything in here that we need. All right, so let's go ahead and build this again. All right, and so let's see. 174 is going to be the next one. This should be mouse button middle. You notice these things are all actually showing up correctly now, so that's good. All right. So we're basically just kind of going through and fixing these errors one by one, right? Top to bottom, more or less. Okay, so Windows should close. So this is when we actually close the window. It looks like this is doing a application quit message. So since this platform layer no longer has access to platform quit, I'm sorry, it no longer has access to the event system. We're going to need to adjust that. So let's see. That's going to be, what did we do for the Windows layer? This is what we're using as sort of a reference for overall logic. So I think I can actually just grab this stuff and put it right in here. Okay, so window from handle. So we don't need to actually do this anymore. Because we can actually use this right here to get our platform states. So in order to get the window, let's see. Oh, interesting. This is set up differently than our previous events. So Windows should close. I'm going to have to look up how that one works. Window should close. The sender is an NS window. So I should be able to say sender then. The window being closed. So why is this? Actually, wouldn't it be sender delegate? Property not found. Tells the delegate that the user has attempted to close a window or the window is received. Okay, so why is this an ID versus the actual window is my question. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. Allow sender to be closed, otherwise false. Return yes. Oh, Objective-C, you silly dingus. I like how it's like yes or no instead of true or false. Like, it's very strange to me. So what I'm not understanding, maybe I just... Is this supposed to be like... Oops. I guess I'm not quite understanding what this is doing. I would think it would be like sender delegate. Right, like shouldn't this be... let's see. Did you mean to access it with the dot operator? Well, would this actually be a pointer, or... Oops, keep hitting the wrong key. I guess it doesn't care. Since the delegate has kohi window, can't you simply use that directly? That's what I'm trying to do, right? So like, oh, I guess that's where I was screwing up. Yeah, so I don't even think I need platform state. All I need is that. Which technically I don't even need. Well, okay. I was just trying to figure out the syntax of this because it's very weird. Okay. Think that's right. I guess we'll find out. All right, 313. Window did change screen. Okay. So event context. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. NS notification. NS notification. Not center, just that's not what I want. Here we go. What are the properties of this guy? Should be able to get the object associated with the notification. I wonder if that's probably going to be something that I have to... It's probably going to be object, and I'll probably cast that to window, I'm guessing. I don't see where this is actually used, though. It looks like we're just accessing everything through our static pointer, which is not great. So notification. Object. And I guess I can just do actually it's going to be window delegate, I think. And then kohi window. K window W equals that. Right, and then I should be able to do oh, I need platform state for this. Okay, window platform state PS equals that. What is it bleating about here? Okay, window platform state. Oh. Okay, so we need that. All right, and then we don't have the handle there anymore. All right, this is also going to be that. Okay. And then we're firing a resize event. So this is, I guess, when we're changing from one screen to another. This is what captures our device pixel ratio and all that kind of stuff. So we then need to say so w.width equals that, and w height is equal to that. And then state pointer, window resized callback, and that is just takes the window. Okay. And then this goes away, and that function is fixed. Okay, so I think this next function is actually going to be largely the same thing. Actually, if not exactly the same thing. It is exactly the same thing. Okay. I should probably split these out into like a separate function. But for now, it's just quicker to do that. This is assuming that the notification object is the window delegate and not the window itself. So that may be an issue. Window did miniaturize. Okay, so again, this is going to wind up being, well, it's going to be part of this. So we don't need to modify any of that. We just need to modify the width and the height. So we'll set those to 0, then we'll call the window resize callback. And then we'll also say miniaturize the window. Okay. We got 52 errors left in this file. I don't think I'm going to finish this tonight, unfortunately. We need this again, believe it or not. This all goes there. And then this is platform state handle. We deminiaturize the window. Okay, platform system startup. We have a slightly different config or function signature here. So this should be platform system config. And platform state. We're using specific types here. So that fixes that. Okay, so device pixel ratio is part of the window now. So we need to actually take that and go to window create. Actually, we're setting it here, so maybe I'll just do window platform state. Oh, you know what? We didn't actually allocate any memory for this. That would have been a nasty one. So memory tag. We don't have anything for the platform. What did we do for that? What did we wind up doing? Memory tag unknown. Okay. That's going to bleat, but that's okay. It'll serve as a reminder to fix it later. So I guess we'll do PS device pixel ratio equals 1.0 as a default. Okay, so that's fixed. Platform system shutdown, that should be also platform state. And I'm actually going to rename this to just states. Let's see. Platform window destroy. Start K window, pointer window. Incompatible pointer types. What are you talking about? Oh, that's right. It's an array of pointers. Right. Okay. Okay. What were we doing here? I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I doing this here? This should be done way sooner. That is what I did up here, I think. Okay, all right. That would have been nasty to try and figure out too. $374. Okay, so typed config. We really don't need typed config anymore, because now we just have config. All right, yeah, so this doesn't need to be, that's a pointer already. This is going to be handle. Handle. That's also going to be handle. Handle. And we can't do that bit because it's an unregistered window. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a way to handle or to hide. NS window hide. Well, that's an unhide. Is visible. Set hidden, yes. Okay. NS window may not respond to set hidden. What the hell does that mean? Never seen that one before. Set, instead of set hidden, use set is visible. Oh, okay. Right. So this should be no. So I wonder if this also needs to be, I wonder if this also needs this. Right, like is this the thing that we use when we first show it and then this afterwards? I don't know. Hey, Sergeant Pepper, how's it going? Are you usually on a Mac? No. This is actually the first time I've streamed on one. Yeah. How do you keep coding? I usually code for maybe 4 months straight and then I take a 6-month break and then repeat. I love doing it. That makes a huge difference, actually. Get paid to do it and then you get used to doing it always. Yeah, that's true too. That's true. Very good point. Oh. As much as I want to finish this tonight, I'm already kind of over time, unfortunately. This needs log level 2. And then the message. And no color. So instead of that, it's going to be level. Let's see. Right error, I don't even think is used anymore. Okay, so this is probably where I'm going to leave off because this is actually going to require an interface change. This is window specific and will require an interface change at the platform agnostic layer front end. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave off. We only do have 17 errors left in here, but I don't know that the stuff that I fixed is going to do it either. So I think this is probably a good enough place to leave off for the night. We made some pretty good progress tonight anyways. I just wanted to say thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you all. If you guys wouldn't mind, it would do me a huge favor to toss me a follow either here or on the YouTube side or both. I'm trying to grow the channel. Yeah, those follows definitely help me out a lot. So I appreciate it. And let's pick somebody to raid. Let's see. I want to see if I can find something that is relatively related to what we're doing. Okay. Actually, we are going to raid Reinart. He's making a tower defense strategy game using C++. And, some pixel art. And it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to toss him a raid. And yeah, so thank you guys again so much for being here. We'll be back here tonight at the same time, probably just before 9 EDT, rather. And we'll pick this up, and we should have the macOS layer up and running by tomorrow night, I think. We're pretty close, so. All right, so with that,